The last 2 months that have been some of the best months of the year, in number of sales wise. We've had 148 and 158 number of houses sold in the market in November and December, and that's the best that we've had this year. We've had the two price ranges that were really active were the 325 to 400, which is you'd sort of expect and normal. The unexpected was the price range from 4 to 600, and more specifically the 5 to 600 range, where there was a large number of houses sold in that range.
What do you put that down to?
The reason so many houses were sold in that 5 to 600 mark was immigration to Tauranga. There's been a lot of Aucklanders been coming down with finding the market very expensive in Auckland, selling out of the Auckland market and coming down to Tauranga with good money in their pocket and being able to buy a good house for that 5 to 600 range.
So is that making it harder to find homes?
The industry is still struggling with lower listings on the market, lower houses to sell on the market, and just keeping up with demand. We seem to have the buyers there to buy the houses. It's just getting the houses to sell.
Right. So does that give people less choice generally?
That does give them less choice, which I think is good for sellers, because then they've got some flexibility of how they sell their house on the market.
And how does that affect the prices?
At the moment, the prices have stayed relatively stable. They have crept up a little bit, but I wouldn't say that they've gone to the Auckland extreme. That they've crept up slightly, but not hugely. That the buyers are still very discerning in what they're buying.
Any particular advice to sellers based on the market?
I think at this time that with the amount of buyers in the marketplace and them buying in that sort of 4 to 600 range, I would say to sellers is that if you have a monolithic home, now is a really good time to be getting it on the market. The buyers are more flexible and are willing to look at all houses that are on the market. So now's a good time if you've got a hardy text or an install clad type home.
What can sellers do to make sure they do get in front of those Auckland buyers and out-of-town buyers?
Yeah, I think it's important to market well. The Auckland buyers the internet is very powerful at the moment, and they are going on the internet. So what we're finding at Claridge's, and even though Claridge's is a smaller company, we are finding that the marketing brings the buyer. So that if you've got good marketing, you've got good photos then, and you've got good words, the buyer will come because the exposure will be there. The advice to buyers that I'd be giving is that know what you want to buy. Be quite discerning about your list that you want to calculate on, you want to choose on, and then when you're looking around, if the house fits that list, 70%, 80% of that list, move quickly with it, because there are people that will be backing up behind you.
Is there any good news for buyers?
There is good news for buyers. I think that because there's that even though the number of houses are low, there is a trickle onto the market of houses coming onto the market, which is good because they're there. But also I think with the interest rates being lower and stable, now's been a really good time to buy. With talking with a number of bank managers, they have got money to give away, and they're willing to do deals. So now's a good time to be talking to the banks for sure.
What would you expect to see over the rest of summer and going into autumn?
I think that the next period will be status quo. It will be carrying on. There seems to be still buyers out there. If we have a continual trickle of listings to the marketplace, we'll see those being sold. So I think the numbers will stay solid through this next period coming.